Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're just going to have a quick look at my work in progress puzzle game, which for now is just called Rotate. So far what we've got is like a minimal prototype which demonstrates the rotating mechanic, but not much else. The code isn't perfect, but it works for now, so before I add in any more mechanics, I'm just going to talk through what it does and how it does it. At the moment, when you boot the game, the grid is instantiated and the blue squares are just placed in at random, so obviously that's going to change. I think it's like 1 in 7. I chose to instantiate the grid rather than manually placing it, as it means I can scale with screen resolution without having to mess around with Unity canvases, and I can also quickly change things like the distance between the squares, the number of rows and columns, and yeah, it also means I've got references to the squares in the C# without having to drag and drop them all into the inspector. That would be a huge pain. So what I'm actually instantiating is a few things. You've got these little grid squares. They've got a script on them that just know their coordinates, and they know whether they've got a box in them currently. You've got the boxes themselves, just plain old sprite renderer objects, nothing special. And I've actually not clicked on one there. There you go. And then invisible between them all, you've got these little click spots. These just have a box collider on, and they're what is actually being tapped when this happens. That's how I'm detecting my click in the area. Yeah, simple. I think what I'm going to do next is animation of the squares, because this isn't particularly pretty, and actually to me, when there's a few of them, that looks like this one is travelling diagonally instead of it actually rotating, so an animation to it will help a lot, hopefully. Yeah, no, I'm fairly sure that's not what I was going for. So what was happening there is, to do this, I'm using coroutines, and I'd completely forgotten, just blanked, that of course in a coroutine you're defining your own kind of delta time, you're not relying on Unity's built-in one. So I actually had this number here multiplied by time.delta time, and that was causing the cubes to be completely random. But that's all fixed now. Now the issue with this that I've just undone my little fix for is that you can click as many times as you want, which looks all fun and games for this, but actually if you start clicking the ones around it, it just looks absolutely bonkers. So yeah, obviously that had to change, and that's just fixed with a little kind of like bull flag here rotating, set to true at the beginning of rotate box, set to false at the end. And if I just comment back in this little if statement, you can see that's all fixed and nice. It's not perfect. The more times that you rotate any given block, it will drift, and it's too slow, but I can just obviously speed that up. You can see that that is kind of going ever so slightly too far each time, so I'll just need to fix that. But otherwise coming on nicely. Alright, so as you can see, that's all well and working now. I can rotate this one and this one and this one independently, but while one of those is rotating, I can't do the ones immediately intersecting it. I can't click multiple times on the same one to speed it up or do anything like that. And the cubes the cubes remain in their original places once they've stopped rotating. We've not got any of the overshooting business. Yeah, very happy. I think what I'm going to work on next is some sort of move tracker, and also I'm going to speed it up because it's painfully slow. Right, I've got the move counter working, and I've actually also sorted the reverse mechanic too. Obviously the UI is just temporary, but if you take a look, I can make however many moves I want. and say when I'm done or I want to clear or undo, I click this button here and it undoes all the moves for me nice and slick. I'm really happy with how that's looking. I want to speed it up a bit, but apart from that, I'm really great. Yeah. Anyway, that's me for today. I'll probably be next week before I put another Devlog up, as I've got lots of work to do this week. But yeah, thanks for watching and see you around.